The reform that I've embarked upon since I took over in Nigeria has been very impactful. I can beat my chest for that. It was initially painful, but today the result is blossoming. It's getting clearer to the people. We have more money to the economy, no more corruption. We have the governor of...
That was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu speaking recently in Japan, telling the whole world that there is no more corruption in Nigeria following the reforms he had instituted in Nigeria. However, that is assurance to the world in Japan that there is no corruption in his government is coming amid the allegation that a minister in his government allegedly acquired a mansion in the United States. I'm talking about the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike. In the report that has gone viral on social media, in the finest tradition of journalism, I had waited for over a week now for the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, to issue a rebuttal and a denial against that allegation, because many of us who follow the minister know that he's a minister who doesn't suffer fools gladly. But I have not been able to see his rebuttal of the allegation for over a week now. And I have searched as somebody who operates in the media space for his reaction and that of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on this alleged weighty allegation. I have not seen. So because I'm only human, there is a limit to access of information that I could get. I decided to consult Govt AI of Elon Musk. So I asked it to help me search and give me a breakdown whether Nyesom Wike has issued a denial of the allegation of his alleged acquisition of a mansion in the United States, allegedly through his wife and children's name. I have not been able to see. So I asked a Govt to help me find out whether he had issued a rebuttal, and I wasn't able to see it because AI Govt has capacity to gather information and give you a fair, accurate situation. Because if there is any rebuttal he has made, it will be somewhere on the digital space and Govt will be able to get it. So now when I asked Govt whether Nyesom Wike has reacted in any platform to rebut the allegation, this is what Govt told me. He said, no, Nyesom Wike, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has not denied owning or buying a $2 million mansion in Winter Spring, Florida, registered under the names of his wife, Justice Eberechi Wike, and their 3 children, Joachim, Jasmine, and Jordan. Recent reports based on United States public records indicate the property at 113 Spring Creek Lane was acquired in a private transaction in March 2025, with Wike's name deliberately omitted to avoid scrutiny over asset disclosure and funding sources. These revelations, first detailed by West Africa Weekly on August 19, 2025, have sparked widespread allegations of money laundering and illicit enrichment, giving Wike's official annual salary of approximately 78 million naira, or about $5,000. The story has been corroborated and amplified by multiple outlets, including Sahara Reporters, Business Day Nigeria, and Politics Nigeria, without any public rebuttal or denial from Wike as of August 27, 2025. The lack of denial aligns with Wike's pattern in prior scandals, such as a reported $3.6 billion FCT land allocation to his family members in 2025, where he similarly avoided direct refutation. Public discourse on X, formerly Twitter, has focused on the allegation, with users sharing the reports and demanding investigation, but no statement from Wike or his representatives appear in searches across news sources or social media. The African Action Congress, AAC, has called for his removal from office over these claims, further highlighting the absence of any counter-narrative from Wike. That was the statement that Govt gave me based on the question I asked whether the minister has refuted the allegation leveled against him. I did that in the finest tradition of journalism, of getting the other side's story. Now, I also asked Govt to tell me whether the employer of Nyesom, the federal government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whether they have reacted to this allegation that had trended on social media. And Govt also told me that the presidency, as far as he can see after he searched, as of August 27, 2025, there were no publicly reported reaction from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or the Nigerian government to the recent allegations that Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, allegedly purchased a $2 million mansion in Florida, United States, registered under the names of his wife, Justice Eberechi Wike, and their children. Govt noted that civil society organizations, including African Action Congress and legal analysts, have urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to launch an investigation into Wike's finances and potentially remove him from office, but no official response has been gotten from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or no probe has also been announced. So that is the situation as far as the allegation of Nyesom Wike's alleged acquisition of mansion in the United States. Now, which now lead to the question, is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu likely to probe one of his most popular ministers, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, over this allegation? My understanding is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not going to do that unless the opposition made it a topical issue as 2027 is getting closer. This is because I will give you the reason why I think that the president will not want to give this information the kind of limelight that many people are hoping, why he will not put it in the front burner of public discourse. Here is my reason for why the president is not likely to do that. Nyesom, or even like this topic to continue to be in the public domain. He will wish it goes away, like every other issue in Nigeria that the government don't like. They believe that Nigerians will soon forget about it. Now, one of the reasons why I think that the president will be uncomfortable instituting a probe is that the source of this information is a source that will always make the presidency uncomfortable. I'm talking about West Africa Weekly. West Africa Weekly is published by a Nigerian-born, internationally renowned investigative journalist, David Hundiyin. David Hundiyin had been a nightmare to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in many of the alleged allegations that had been trailing him before the election. It was David Hundiyin who was behind the investigation on the alleged certificate forgery at Chicago University and his secondary education certificate issues of not attending a college that attending a college that doesn't exist at Lagos and all that. It was this David Hundiyin who did the investigation. And in fact, the investigation by David Hundiyin was at the center of the evidence that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi presented to the presidential election petition tribunal up to the Supreme Court. And don't forget that this David Hundiyin has run away from Nigeria, alleging that the government was after his life. So pursuing this matter will mean giving publicity to David Hundiyin, who is the owner and publisher of West Africa Weekly. And of course, you know that David Hundiyin was also behind the report of Tinubu's alleged involvement with a drug cartel in Chicago. David Hundiyin did a documentary titled Bola Ahmed Tinubu from drug lord to presidential candidate. Bola Ahmed Tinubu from drug lord to presidential candidate, which was a hit on YouTube when this was released ahead of the election. Okay, and David Hundiyin is also behind the request that the FBI in the United States and the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, they should release the alleged crime record or record of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is already an issue in court in the United States. Okay, so he is somebody who brings a lot of discomfort to the presidency. So perhaps they are not speaking could also be tied to the source of the information. And then this issue is also not going to be able to, it's not going to blow. You can see the mainstream media organizations that have carried the story. They were just very few. You are talking about Business Day. You're talking about Sahara Reporters. Okay, these are the core mainstream media that have carried it. The rest are not touching it. Okay, because the rest are pandering to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because they need advertisement from government and all that. So they are very careful to antagonize President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government because they are likely to lose government advert revenue. So that's some of the reason why the mainstream media are not likely to go ahead to go deeper than that, and because mainstream media are not going to make it an issue, it's not going to attract the attention of the president to talk about it or to say, okay, let me set up a probe panel to investigate this thing that every media organization is talking about. No. The only thing that will make the president to look into this matter is when it becomes an issue in the international media, so that they will not be concerned that perhaps IMF can see this, perhaps the World Bank can see this, perhaps the Transparency International can see it. Of course, Transparency International, they would have seen it from their Nigerian office here and all that. So it's the international community, is when the international media began to play on this. And that will be based on the mainstream politicians in Nigeria. I'm talking about when Peter Obi, when Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and all these other people who are the main opposition leaders in Nigeria began to play on it, began to make it an issue of discourse. The government may be forced to set up a panel. But as far as it is right now, I think the government is on a wait and see posture. I don't know what you think about this report by West Africa Weekly about Nyesom's alleged possession or acquisition of a mansion in the United States, and the silence of Nyesom himself. From what we have gotten from Rock, there was no indication anywhere on digital space that he has reacted. Neither has the presidency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or his government. What do you think? Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.